March 9, 2025, a Sunday unlike any other. Before the sun had fully risen, we gathered at De La Salle University filled with anticipation for a journey that would take us through the life and legacy of our national hero, Dr. Rizal. For me, this was not just a field trip. It was an opportunity to walk in his footsteps, to understand the depth of his sacrifice, and to reflect on what it truly means to be a Filipino. At exactly 7 a.m., our bus left the campus, carrying with us anticipation and a deeper curiosity about Rizal's life beyond the pages of our textbooks. Our first stop was Paco Cemetery, a place of both quiet repose and heavy significance. Hidden within this quiet place is an often overlooked chapter of Rizal's story. It was here where his remains were secretly buried after his execution in 1896. A simple marker stands as a reminder of the indignity our heroes suffered even in death. No grand ceremony, no public recognition, just an unmarked grave for a man who gave his life for his country. Standing there, I couldn't help but think, how often do we fail to recognize greatness until it's too late? Rizal's story is a testament that true patriotism is often met with resistance before it is embraced. His resting place, once unmarked, is now a sacred space, reminding us that even when the world turns against us, history will reveal the truth. From there, we made our way to Luneta Park, where the iconic Rizal Monument stands, a symbol of honor, resilience, and an unbreakable spirit. Here, Rizal's remains were later transferred, enshrined beneath the towering statue that watches over Manila. This site is more than just a landmark. It is a testament to the respect and honor given to a man once deemed traitor by the Spanish. But monuments do not speak. They do not tell the full story. So, it is up to us to remember that Rizal was once a man, flesh and blood, with hopes, dreams, and a deep love for his country. He didn't die for the sake of being remembered. He died believing that we, the future generations, would continue to fight for a better Philippines. The question is, are we living up to that responsibility? Not far from the monument lies the very ground where Rizal took his final steps. The execution site in Luneta is marked by a powerful sculpture, each figure representing the moments leading to his martyrdom. Here, on December 30, 1896, he faced death not with fear, but with dignity. The reenactment sculpture at his execution site captures the moment he fell, his body twisted, his gaze turned towards the sky, his final act of defiance, his last gift to the motherland. It was a moment that changed history. It was here that he cemented his legacy. Walking across this historical space, I tried to imagine the emotions he felt. Fear, pain, and perhaps even hope that his death would awaken the Filipino spirit. It was a stark reminder that freedom comes at a price, often paid by those courageous enough to challenge the status quo. But history is not just about the past. It is about what we do with it. Rizal's sacrifice asks us, how far are we willing to go for our principles? Do we, like him, have the courage to stand up for what is right, even when the world is against us? Nearby Rizal's place of execution lies another story of injustice, the site where Gomburza, the 3 Filipino priests, were executed for a crime they did not commit. Learning about them in class was one thing, but standing there, knowing that their death ignited Rizal's nationalism, made history feel personal. It was a full circle moment, the past influencing the future, one sacrifice inspiring another. It made me realize every great movement starts with a spark. Their sacrifice fueled Rizal's convictions, just as Rizal's sacrifice should fuel ours. The fight for truth and freedom is not bound by time. It continues with each generation. We then made our way to Intramuros, to the formidable walls of Fort Santiago, one of the most haunting yet powerful sights of our trip. As we walked through its gates, inside, we explored Plaza de Armas and the Dambanang Rizal, where his final days unfolded. His prison cell at Raha Soliman Theater was eerily small, yet within those confined walls, he penned his final poem, Mi Ultimo Adios. Standing in that space, reading his words, I realized that even in captivity, Rizal's spirit remained unbroken. This was not just a cell, it was the birthplace of a farewell that would echo through the centuries. His words, written in solitude, still challenge us today. To die is to rest. But can we truly rest knowing there is still so much to fight for? His footprints, preserved in stone, remind us that the path to change is never easy, but it is always worth taking. The dungeons, the White Cross, each site told the story of suffering, resilience, and ultimately redemption. Our journey then led us to where it all began, Calamba, Laguna, Rizal's hometown. Inside the Rizal Shrine, we saw the house where he was raised, where his dreams first took shape. The house, reconstructed to resemble its original form, stood as a silent witness to the upbringing that shaped his ideals. It was here that he learned the values of education, discipline, and patriotism, lessons that would later shape his destiny. Here, Rizal was not yet a hero. He was just a child with big dreams, a young boy fascinated by books, stories, and the world beyond his small town. Standing in his childhood home, I realized heroes are not born, they are made. They are shaped by their upbringing, their experiences, and the choices they make. What choices are we making today? Are we nurturing the next Rizal? Or are we letting potential fade into silence? Just a short walk away, we visited the church where Rizal was baptized. The baptismal records preserved through time were proof that even the greatest heroes start as ordinary people. It struck me, before he was a hero, he was simply Pepe, an innocent child full of promise. We often see Rizal as larger than life, but in reality, he started just like us. The difference? He made the conscious choice to serve something greater than himself. Us, what are we choosing? Are we living with purpose, or are we merely existing? It was a humbling thought. Anyone, given the right convictions, could make a difference. Finally, we stood before the tallest Rizal statue in Calamba, a towering reminder of his legacy. The sheer size of the monument reflected the enormity of his impact. But as grand as it was, I realized something. True greatness isn't measured by height or monuments. Rizal's true legacy is found in the hearts of those who continue his fight for justice, education, and national pride. A statue stands still, but we must move forward. Seeing the statue left me with a question. Do we, as Filipinos, truly embody Rizal's ideals today? Do we still fight against ignorance, injustice, and oppression as he once did? As we made our way back to Manila, I reflected on everything we had seen and felt. This was more than a history lesson. It was a wake-up call. Rizal once wrote, "Ang hindi marunong lumingon sa pinanggalingan ay hindi makararating sa paroroonan. This trip was indeed more than just a visit to historical sites. It was a journey into our past, a reflection of our present, and perhaps a guide for our future. We are not just visitors in history. We are part of the continuing story of our nation. Rizal gave his life so we could have a future. But what kind of future are we building? To honor Rizal is to embody his ideals, not just in words, but in action. To seek knowledge, to question injustice, to love our country enough to demand better. This field trip may have ended, but our responsibility does not. The question is no longer what Rizal did for us. The question is, what will we do for the Philippines?